You sure?
Well, that's what this phone is saying.
I'm just,
Clock on the wall.
no, just messing with you. So,
I know.
all right, it is 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. And we will begin with a roll call vote.
Okay. Alderwoman West. Alderwoman Tapman.
Yes, here.
Alderwoman Reed. Alderman Carroll. Alderman Thomas.
Present.
Alderman Christian. Alderwoman Dales.
Present.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Present.
And then I see Mayor Pearson, City Clerk, City Attorney Dorothy White Coleman, Treasurer Howard, are you here? Mayor, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 present aldermen and 4 absent. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. They're connecting now, so just a second. Alderman Carroll, can you hear me yet? They're muted. They just muted themselves. Okay, Alderman Carroll and Alderwoman West, we're calling roll. But you're muted. I can't hear you.
Were you calling Alderwoman Reed again?
I will. Is she on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Alderwoman Reed?
I think I was muted. Sorry, Fran.
That's okay. I got you now. Alderman Christian?
Here.
Alderwoman West? Alderman Carroll? Can someone, well, they're muted, so I can't hear them talk.
Apparently they can't hear us either. They're not responding any kind of way. Alderwoman West and Carol, can you all hear us?
Maybe if someone put something in the chat to let them know if they need to unmute.
I mean, they're on, but I mean, they can't hear us, so I don't know how they participate without hearing.
Put something in chat to notify them. They might see the
Okay,
message in chat.
all right.
Madam Clerk, did you want to put something
Oh,
in chat?
you can, is someone typing that? Wait a minute, Alderman Carroll, unmute, please. Someone typed it to him.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. I just had I'm sorry, it's me and Barbara. Yeah, we just had the audio turned down. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's okay. We were calling roll, so if you can answer present, Alderman
Alderman Carroll
West.
present.
Barbara West, present.
Okay, thank you,
Sorry.
Mayor. That's okay. Mayor, everyone's here.
all right.
Treasurer Howard, did he come in? Okay.
So is there a motion to approve the agenda? I mean, don't everybody speak at the same time. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Raise my hand, Mayor.
I can't speak up. I can't hear you.
I raised my hand to approve the agenda. Would you like for me to proceed, Mayor?
Yes, I don't see your hand raised, but anyway, go ahead. Oh, yeah.
I'll make
Go right ahead, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda, to approve the over 500 invoices, and for the, I don't have to approve the agenda for today for, I think this is the 17th of September.
Alderwoman Tatman.
I second, please.
Been moved and properly second that we would approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay.
Mayor, I'm sorry. I was listening for the question. Did you ask?
What's your question?
We have a duplication of the resolution and the bill number that is exactly the same content. So I was just wondering from the attorney, why would we be approving both and if one can come off? Because we actually only voted for the over 500s to be on here. So can one of those come off? They are exactly the same language. So is there a purpose for both, Attorney White Coleman?
Well, I can speak to that.
Okay.
We were advised to pass them both. We may not need them both,
Mm-hmm.
but it's better to pass them both and pass the wrong one and need the other, and then we have to come back and get it passed. They pretty much be the same, yes.
Okay, so one of them is more legal than the other. So the resolution has more flexibility than the ordinance. We'll be amending something for the ordinance. So so that's why I was asking for the clarification from the attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Attorney White Coleman. Is she there? Is she on mute? Okay.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Well, an ordinance, of course, is a legislative act.
Right.
Excuse me, please. Attorney White Coleman, your voice is very faint.
Really? Okay.
You sound
that
far
better?
away.
Is that better?
Not really. Go ahead and talk.
The ordinance, of course, is a legislative act, whereas a resolution is not. My understanding from the mayor is that they were not exactly sure which one would be required. So the board is passing both of them.
Okay.
We will only send one in, but if for some reason they need the other, we will have it already passed.
Okay.
Send it in. All right. Are you ready to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. All in favor? I mean, let's call a roll on this one. Roll call.
Alderwoman West.
I'm sorry, what are we voting on? I haven't heard a motion. I haven't
To
seen
approve the
one.
agenda from Elise. She didn't put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alderwoman Bell, would you please place that in the chat?
Okay, so Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tapman,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales. You're
Yes,
muted.
and I'm putting it in the chat.
Okay, Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Yes, but she
Yeah.
didn't answer. She just said she was putting it in the chat, so you didn't get a vote from Alderwoman Dales.
Well, I thought I heard her say yes, and I'm putting it in the
Oh.
chat, but Alderwoman Dales.
I'll say it again, yes, and I'm putting it in the chat.
Okay, Alderwoman West, did you answer? Because I couldn't hear you. You guys are muted.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yes, Mayor.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
All right, then, so the approval of invoices over 500. I need a motion, please.
You have Alderwoman Dinah Tapman's hand raised first and Teresa Reed the second.
No, I'm sorry. My hand was raised for before. Alderwoman Reed can go ahead.
Alderwoman Reed. You got your hand.
I would like to make a motion. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to, I know my internet is going in and out, so I would like to motion to pay bills over 500. There are 10 of them for a total of $47,355.80. removing check number 43016 in the amount of $2,128.98 for the lack of supporting documents received.
Is there a second? Alderwoman Elliott.
Second.
Has been moved and probably second that we'll pay the bill over 500. Are there any further discussion? If not, we will have a roll call vote, please.
Okay. Alderwoman Avant-Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales.
Yes.
Dales, you okay.
Yes.
Okay, Alderman Christian,
What was the one we're removing?
43016.
Alderman Christian, can you hear us?
I vote no.
Okay, Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yeah. Yes.
Alderwoman Tapman,
Yes.
and Alderwoman West.
No.
You have 6 yes and 2 noes, Mayor.
All right, the motion passes. Resolutions. Alderwoman for funding, CARES Act funding. Alderwoman Tatman.
Yes, sir. I would like to read resolution number 2020-6, a resolution requesting that the St. Louis County distribute $47 million of CARES Act funds on a per capita basis to the municipalities within the county to be used for the eligible expenses, authorizing the mayor of the city of Bellefontaine, Missouri, to accept CARES Act funding and execute a municipality relief program funding agreement and conferring an agreement to identify and hold harmless St. Louis County from such distribution. It reads as thus: whereas the United States Congress enacted the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, the CARES Act, providing a $2 trillion economic relief package to provide assistance for American workers, families, and small businesses, to provide assistance in state and local governments, and to preserve jobs for American industry. And whereas the state of Missouri received $1.9 billion from the CARES Act, a portion of which was subsequently distributed in their parts to Missouri counties proportionally based on population, except those counties that received a direct payment under the CARES Act, along with a recommendation from the governor that counties that receive funds directly from the state of Missouri in turn distribute CARES Act funds to local governments located within their jurisdictions. And whereas the U.S. Department of Treasury distributed funds from the CARES Act proportionally based on 2019 census data directly to certain local governments, including cities and counties with a population greater than 500,000 into state government. And whereas based on St. Louis County's population, which includes the residents of municipalities located in the county received $173.5 million directly from the United States Treasury, designated to cover necessary expenses incurred due to the public health emergency caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And whereas, the U.S. Department of Treasury has issued eligibility guidelines for use of the CARES Act funds, which include, in part, that payroll expenses for public safety may be presumed to be costs for service substantially dedicated to mitigation or responding to the COVID-19 public health emergency fund, and after the effective date of the CARES Act from March 27, 2020 through December 30th, 2020, the eligibility period. And whereas the county executive has allocated 47 million for distribution to municipalities to use for eligible expenditures. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Alderpersons of the City of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri as follows. Number one, the City of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri hereby requests a per capita distribution of the above referenced 47 million allocated by the St. Louis County for municipal public safety expenses. Number two, the Mayor of the City of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri is hereby authorized to accept coronavirus aid relief and economic security act, the CARES Act, funding from the Execute of Municipality Relief Program funding agreement with St. Louis County, Missouri, for and on behalf of the City of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri. Number three, upon receipt of such funds and to the extent thereof, the City of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri agrees to identify the hold harmless to St. Louis County from and against any claims of misuse thereof and repay such funds or portion thereof immediately upon notice that the U.S. Treasury Department has made a final determination that the distribution or portion thereof was not lawfully pursuant to its above referenced guidelines or otherwise. And that completes the reading of the four resolutions.
Alderwoman Dales. Alderwoman
I second
Dales.
I second her motion.
All right, it's been moved and proper second. For the motion, are there any further discussion? Seeing no discussion, call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Thomas. Thomas, you're muted. I'll go on till he unmutes himself. Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tapman,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott,
Yes.
and Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
All yes, Mayor.
All right, the motion passes. We move to 2596, Alderman Thomas.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion for the first and second reading of ordinance bill number 2020-2596. An ordinance requesting that St. Louis County distribute $47 million of CARES Act funds on a per capita basis to the municipalities within the county to be used for eligible expenses, authorizing the mayor of the City of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri to accept CARES Act funding and execute a municipality relief program funding agreement and confirming agreement to indemnify and hold harmless St. Louis County from such distribution. Whereas the United States Congress enacted the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, the CARES Act,
I'm
providing
sorry. Point of order.
Yeah.
He can just read by title. It's already been fully read through and it's posted online also, Alderman
Okay.
Thomas. Thank you.
Okay, all right, that's fine with me. That was the first reading.
Christian will second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any further discussion? Roll. All right, roll.
Yays and nays. That's yays and nays, isn't it?
Second read.
Second read, an ordinance, bill number 2020-25.
We hadn't voted.
Sorry,
Oh, I'm
point of
sorry.
order. We have to do yays and nays. And
Okay.
then we can move on.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. Second read.
Second reading, bill number 2020-2596. An ordinance requesting that St. Louis County distribute $47 million of CARES Act funds on a per capita basis to the municipalities within the county to be used for eligible expenses, authorizing the mayor of the City of Bellefontaine, Neighbors, Missouri to accept CARES Act funding and execute a municipality relief program funding agreement and confirm an agreement to indemnify and hold harmless St. Louis County from such distribution.
Alderwoman Dales?
I second that.
Moved and proper second. Are there any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tapman,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed. Alderwoman Reed, I
Yes.
didn't hear you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
All yes, Mayor, 8-0.
All righty, then.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
The motion passes. I don't know who said hallelujah, but I concur.
Okay, so I need to do
I'm
this
sorry,
little
I
spiel.
did.
Beg your pardon?
I said I was about to do this little spiel, but I think Alderwoman Reed has something to say.
No, that was
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and
wasn't
do
me.
it.
That was a resident. You probably should mute everybody.
Okay. The majority of the Board of Aldermen voted and passed with a vote of 8-0, Bill number 2596, which will become ordinance number 2589 if and when passed by the mayor, signed by the mayor, I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you all for your good work tonight. Alderwoman Elliott, I see your hands up.
Yes, sir. That was just the adjourn. I'm whenever you're ready.
Okay then. Well, thank you all for your good work tonight. And at this point, we will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. Alderwoman West.
I thought Alderwoman Avant-Elliott was going to make that motion, and I was just getting ready to second it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she did. And
No, I hadn't did it yet. I moved to adjourn the special board meeting at 7:22.
Is there a second? All right. Alderwoman West, Alderman Carroll.
Alderman Carroll, yeah, I second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Mayor,
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have gotten the ad valorem tax rate stuff yet.
No,
we
we
have
have
to-
not received that yet. I was going to mention that we may just have to do a special meeting. We're still waiting on all the information from St. Louis County as well as from our auditor to prepare the papers. So it's going to be a special meeting because we haven't got everything
So
yet.
should we, right, should we go ahead and schedule something? Just a
Go in
half
the
an hour
bag on my
meeting to
church,
do
y'all.
that? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh,
I'm sorry, I
should
can't
we
hear
schedule
you.
something for the 29th or the 30th? You have to have, I'm sorry. Should we schedule something tonight for the 29th or the 30th? Don't that have to be
Yeah, it has
by
to be
the
in there.
30th? Fran?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
so
does.
just this, yeah, so maybe we should just go ahead and see who's available for the 29th.
I believe it's due on October 2nd, but the 29th.
Or
would be
is
a
the
good time.
30th okay? Okay. I mean, I can go ahead and make that motion for us if everybody is available, if there's 5 people at least available to do that.
I would like to make a motion to rescind my motion to adjourn.
Adjournment's not debatable. It has to, or anything, it has to go right to a vote.
That's right.
Point of order, sorry.
Okay, where are we in this process here? Because I was
I
thinking
don't
about,
know, I didn't want you to miss, yeah, I didn't want you to miss out because we have to have that in, you know, for us to set a time if, you know, when we're, at least 5 of us is here to vote on that.
okay,
But
well, that's,
if it's an adjournment, I
Oh.
mean, go ahead.
well, you still can
2 to 4.
rescind your motion to adjourn. And then we can proceed with that motion.
Okay.
So, oh, I'm sorry, Mayor. The only other option that we can consider is just 4 of us calling the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead on. Let's,
Yeah.
Alderwoman West, Carol, I see your hand up.
Is the meeting adjourned or not first? Okay, so I'm just gonna make a suggestion for the next meeting after this one. If please give Fran permission to mute everybody until it's their turn to speak.
All right. Alderwoman Elliott.
Yes.
your hand is up.
No. My hand's no longer up. The motion
That's
is on the
Dale's
floor.
hand, Mayor.
Okay, where are we?
Second to adjourn.
Okay, second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. All right, meeting's adjourned till we go into our regular board meeting.
Mayor,
Yes,
Mayor,
Mr. Conway.
Yeah.
Mayor, I have a family emergency, so I'm sorry I won't be able to attend the town hall meeting.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Because my internet is kind of messing up today.
Yeah,
Did you
because
hear me?
I'm only hearing parts of what you're saying.
Right.
But,
I know my
if you have an emergency and you need to break off at some point, right?
yes, my little sister, yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Ms. Stevens,
Yes.
I concur, I think, because there's a lot of background noise. If we can mute everyone, please, until their turn to speak, because it's a lot of background noise we keep hearing.
Mayor,
Yes.
did you hear that request?
I'm sorry,
The
Mr.
request
Chair.
was to
I'm
mute
sorry.
anybody until they're called on to speak. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. I should have addressed that to you. I'm sorry, yes, sir.
Mhm.
You
No,
did-
that's fine. Could you do that? Because I'm hearing babies and
Yeah,
in the background.
Okay.
We have about 2 minutes and we'll start our regular meeting.
So what I don't understand is I press mute all and you still talking.
That's because I'm a part of the all.
Okay. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I'm gonna step away for a minute. We got 2 minutes before 7:30, Mayor.
Mhm. We got 1 minute.
Oh, okay, 1 minute.
All right, it is now 7:30. And we will prepare to start our town hall meeting. Let me welcome everybody on tonight. It is good to see all of you, some of our other elected officials who are here tonight. Thank you for accepting our invitation and coming to share with us tonight. And so at this point, we will call the meeting to order. And I was looking for a flag. We got Pledge of Allegiance on here. And so I was trying to scroll to a flag. Anybody got a flag on their phone?
There's a flag behind Miranda's, Alderwoman Avant-Elliott's head. There it is.
Yes, there it is. So let's do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United
Of the United States of America,
and
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with
liberty
and justice for all.
Thank you so much. All righty, now we will turn this.
I have everybody.
We will turn this over to the city attorney, Dr. Coleman, would be our mistress of ceremony. Attorney White Coleman. Attorney Coleman.
Is she muted?
No, it doesn't show that she's muted. Attorney White Coleman, can you hear us?
It's showing that she's muted. On my
It's showing that her video is off, but not muted.
But we don't,
No.
what I'm wondering is she can hear us. Well, I was sure hoping that we could have had an in-person meeting tonight, but these times that we live in today just causes us to do things much differently. Dr. White Coleman?
Hello?
Yeah, come on.
Hear me now?
Yes.
We barely can hear you.
I'm not sure what is wrong, Mayor.
If you can turn I learned yesterday, if you turn your computer, if you're on your computer all the way up to max, or even your phone.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be up there now.
Much
We
better.
hear you now.
We hear you now.
All
Yeah.
right.
And so you're on to introduce and to MC the program.
Thank you, Mayor. I had not been informed of that.
Oh.
You didn't get the agenda?
I have the agenda for the meeting, but I do not have the program agenda.
Oh my goodness, it was with that whole batch. Came out at the same time.
It's not with mine here. But at any rate, I can improvise. Give me just a second here. Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
We're
Good evening.
very pleased to have everyone with us this evening for our meeting and our town hall meeting. This is a very important meeting in that it's our opportunity to share the vision of the mayor and the board with the public. So we're delighted that everyone could be here this evening. At this time, I believe I am to turn the program over to Mayor Pearson.
All right, thank you. I will read a short statement to you tonight. I've already extended welcome, but just let me share that this year has been both challenging and rewarding. Above all, it has been a learning experience working with elected officials, city employees, and the community. My vision for Bellefontaine Neighbors community remain one of prosperity. However, we must keep in mind that prosperity takes time, effort, and commitment. We must also remember to celebrate our milestones along the way as we journey into the future. During my first year as mayor, I was immediately faced with managing the flood from the Mississippi River that had the potential to endanger the lives and property of our community. Working diligently with the city's resources, county government, our residents, and other volunteers and donors, we were able to avert a disastrous situation. Now in my second year, I am faced with managing the health of our community as a result of the global pandemic caused by COVID-19. Beyond health, certain members of our community have suffered other hardships, including unemployment. Steps have been taken to distribute food to those in need, provide COVID-19 testing, provide city services in a manner that are COVID compliant to meet the needs of our residents. Your city government services are still evolving during these changing times, and we seek to find new ways to improve business and relationships while minimizing health consequences. The Coronavirus Relief and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act, is a $2.2 trillion national economic stimulus package created in March 2020. St. Louis County received $173 million to be distributed in part throughout the county based on each municipality's population. The city of Bellefontaine Neighbors is eligible to receive up to $746,000 in CARES Act money from the county. And I'm pleased to announce to you tonight that the board has passed a resolution and the ordinance that the city has required of us to, the county has required of us to do. So I thank the board for that, and the community need to thank the board as well. The deadline for 2020 census is September the 30th. Right now, our area response rate is about 62 to 68%. Some populations historically have been or are at risk of being missed in the census at unreasonably high rate. We are largely an African American community, and African American statewide goes go largely unreported on the census because of lack of participation. Please make sure you and your household are all counted in the census. More participation in the census means more funds for the city to maintain and improve services over the next 10 years. Therefore, every individual counts and is important in our final census number. The 367 and I-270 project on that corner Bellefontaine Neighbors has, there sits 175 acres of land, virgin land in that area, which I have proposed to develop. With the coming of the zoo, safari, with Christian Hospital, you have the Veterans Home on 367, and the Record Center, the National Record Center there, I propose to build in developing that land, a mini convention center, hotels, shops, restaurants, and entertainment and other economic development on that spot. Perhaps moving City Hall to that spot. City Hall, our City Hall is not conducive to serving our community today as it did in years past. So we have to do something. Also, our rec center needs a lot of attention. And so we're looking at that as well. And so I personally want to thank the board, appointees of our commissions and what have you, employees and community for their hard work and support of moving this city forward. Winning my election was not the change that we sought, but it was the opportunity for change. And I challenge you not to allow that opportunity to pass. We have the potential in Bellefontaine neighbors to be the jewel of North County. And I hope that we take advantage of it. So as I close, I say to you that hand in hand, together we can. Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes.
this is the city clerk. Because the attorney can't locate her agenda.
I have it, Fred.
You have it now? Okay, I was about to ask, could we share the agenda on the screen?
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
But thank you, Mayor. Your words were quite profound, and I'm sure we all share your vision for the city and look forward to working with you to implement it. The next person on the agenda is the city treasurer, Patrick Howard.
Excuse me a minute. Attorney Dorothy White Coleman, can you, the introduction of the elected officials and department heads and stuff up there at that spot?
Jesus.
You don't see it?
Yes, we can start with the introduction of the elected officials. Let's begin with Alderwoman Reed.
She was excused, she had to leave.
So,
Thought you were.
Alderwoman Dales. Alderwoman Elise Dales.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alderwoman Elise Dales, Ward 4. Thank you for coming to our town hall meeting.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Hello, I'm Dr. Miranda Avant-Elliott, Alderwoman of Ward 4, and I'm honored to serve as the president of the Alderman Board as well.
Thank you. We will next go to we'll go to Ward 3.
Introducing people.
Alderman Jim Christian.
Hello, thank you for everyone that's here tonight. And thank you for attending.
Alderman James W. Thomas Sr. I'm Alderman James W. Thomas Sr. Like to welcome everyone. I'm the Alderman for Ward 3 along with Alderman Jim Christian. Again, make sure if you aren't registered to vote, register and make sure that you vote in November. Thank you.
Ward 1, Alderwoman Barbara West.
Thank you. This is Alderwoman West. I would like to thank everyone for attending. I would also like to encourage you to complete your census form because it is very important to our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Ward 1, Alderwoman Dinah Tatman.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alderwoman Reverend Dinah Tatman, and I serve as Alderperson for Ward 1. And I would like to concur with my two colleagues who stressed the importance of the census and voting. Both of those are advantageous for our community, and we have the power to determine if we will be able to continue to thrive and enhance the services and economic development in our area. Thank you for coming to the citizens.
Thank you. Ward 2, Alderman James Carroll.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for coming out tonight. My name's Alderman James Carroll, and I represent Ward 2 in the city of Bellefontaine Neighbors.
Thank you all. I believe we've covered all of the alderpersons. We also have with us tonight department heads and commission chairs and elected officials. And as opposed to going through trying to introduce everyone, in the interest of time, we will just proceed.
What happened to your other meeting?
I'm sorry, I did not hear that.
It's okay, go ahead. It's okay, Attorney White Coleman.
All right, thank you. The next person then on our agenda is City Treasurer Patrick Howard.
Hello, everyone. I'm City Treasurer Patrick Howard. Just like to welcome everyone to the Town Hall, just as everyone did previously. As it relates to the Office of Finance and Treasury, I'd just like to mention that myself, in partnership with the mayor, are working very hard to make sure that we manage the finances as responsibly as possible to meet the needs of the community. So just so that everyone is aware of that, and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer Howard. Next, we have City Collector Kathy Broussard.
Kathy is excused today. Kathy is not here.
Thank you, friend. We'll proceed right along then. We have our police chief next, Chief Jeremy Isle.
Thank you, Attorney White Coleman. Apparently, according to the agenda, I've been bound to 10 minutes, so I will try to keep within those restraints. Thank you for everybody attending this evening. This has always been my favorite meeting of the year. I know it's usually a little bit more formal when it's in person, but nevertheless, the content is the most important. I'm going to start off with a little discussion about the COVID situation. Please continue to monitor information as put out by CDC, Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services, and the St. Louis County Department of Health. Did some cursory research for kind of from March to the current day. Currently, as a county, female death rates are slightly higher than male, and the death rates of African Americans occur twice as much as white Americans and 3 times more than other racial American groups. Mixed racial groups are more likely than all other groups to test positive for COVID. The age groups with the highest impact of positive cases are ages 20 to 29 and ages 80 to 99. However, ages 80 to 99 have the highest death rate of all age groups combined. Since March, as a county, the highest death rate grouping was between mid-April to mid-May. And I took a look at not only, so the information that I have available to me to analyze is based on zip code. All this information is based, as it comes from St. Louis County. I just kind of put it together in a fashion to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at. So from, I prepared this on the 15th, and it starts back in March. Present day, it represents 62 zip codes within the St. Louis County area. So there's two categories. One's called cumulative COVID-19 positive cases, and the second category is COVID-19 positive cases per 100,000 population. So cumulatively, the number one area in the county is the 63031 Florissant area. Number two is the 63033 Blackjack area. Number three, the 63136 Jennings. Our neighbors with Spanish Lake at 63138 are number 15, and we fall 63137, being Bellefontaine neighbors, Glasgow and Riverview, fall at number 18 on that list in the county. For the second category, per 100,000 population, the number one area was 63140, being that of the Kinloch area. Number two is 63137. Number 8 was 63138, and number 11 is 63136. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea. This area is still kind of at the upper tier as it concerns cumulative positive cases. We're still on the upper end of the spectrum of impact from COVID. Since March, concerning only the police department employees, we've had several employees tested over that period of time, and all test results have come back negative, which has been really good. Move on to the 12-month crime report summary. So every year I compare the last 12 months, September to August, to the previous September to August period. And so for this year, compared to the previous 12 months, we've seen a 10% decrease in burglary, a 11% increase in larceny, and a 23% increase in motor vehicle theft. The last period, we saw a 55% increase in motor vehicle theft. So looking at that a little bit deeper, we are still experiencing the majority of stolen vehicles and theft are due to several factors. So vehicle theft, keys left in your car when it's unattended, that happens 68% of all motor vehicle theft. 60% of all stolen vehicles are from a driveway, and 63% of those vehicles had keys in the vehicle. The times you're most likely to have your vehicle stolen is between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. And the second most likely time is at 10 p.m. You're at least likely to have your vehicle stolen on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So here's my professional advice, and we've talked about this before. Make it your daily routine to deter vehicle crimes, and don't be victimized. Don't leave your vehicle unattended with the keys ignition. When you're not using your vehicle, remove all the property from visibility, put it in your trunk, take it in your house. Definitely remove all valuables, wallets, money, jewelry, and the like. Close all the vehicle's windows, lock it up, set the alarm system if it has one, and at night, definitely use motion lights. Proper exterior lighting during dark hours, has a tendency to deter opportunity for criminals to take advantage of you. And by all means, please encourage your neighbors to do the same. The second crime category I want to discuss is crimes against persons. Same comparison. This last 12 months, we haven't seen any change in our homicide rate. The last period and this period, we both have had 4 homicides. We've seen a slight uptick in rape. The previous period was 3. This period has been 4. That was 25%. There's been an 18% increase in robbery and a 2% decrease in assault. This category is the violent crime area. It's the violent crime area that I've talked about before. Most of these crimes are domestic in nature, where it's friends, family, and associates. The attackers and the victims are known to each other. These are very hard to prevent. So I ask the public again, if you are recognizing domestic problems on your street with your neighbors, please report them to us. We have several different ways that we can intervene to hopefully deter violent crimes that involve family members, friends, and associates. A few more points of interest. We continue to maintain our accreditation for law enforcement as we have since 2006. Our next audit will most likely be postponed due to COVID. COVID, we know, has already changed a lot of things and has bottlenecked a lot of different processes. Last several months, we have taken a hard-nosed review at our policies regarding response to resistance, also known as use of force. We have 3 main policies that address these issues. So you have response to resistance incidents, response technique and weapons, and investigations of response to resistance incidents. More on the employee focus, employee health and welfare is still at the top of my list. And the more we invest in our employees' health and welfare, the greater professional performance that we do get. Last year, and as years passed in this year, the city's had an EAP program available for the employees, which specifically for police officers has been very, very helpful. I'll be presenting the board with a draft ordinance to approve an agreement for another EAP program for this upcoming cycle on Thursday, October 1st. I'm also going to work on reintegrating the chaplain program to a pre-COVID status. When COVID hit, we kind of went to bare bones minimum to reduce the chances of spread of COVID. Ride-alongs have been approved quite some time ago, and I would like to start doing a little bit more with the chaplains program regarding the police officers specific. Recruiting, hiring, and diversity. Staffing over the last 12 months, we've had 1 police officer on military leave since January. That police officer's anticipated return is in the first quarter of next year. We've had 4 police officers separate employment since last August. 1 took 5 months to replace. Another took 6 months to replace, and currently we have 2 vacancies. And I'm seeking to diversify the department by using the opportunity of paid police academy training. In the end, if approved by the board has already approved interest in that. I do have some very promising candidates to look at, so I'm very excited about that. Problem solving in our community. We're still focusing on underlying causes of crime, fear, and disorder. However, most importantly, the police department is promoting more community cooperation and identifying problems and solutions. As we've discussed before, it doesn't stop with the police in identifying problems and bringing solutions to problems. It's everybody's responsibility, police, city government, and residents alike. Again, I'm encouraging those groups of people within our city who have a problem on their block or in their neighborhood, please contact us. We will be more than happy to set up a meeting with you to discuss your problems and find some solutions for you that will hopefully alleviate those problems. Emergency preparedness. We still work with the fire department and other regional resources as needed using systems that we have in place at the national and local level, which is the National Incident Management System and the Incident Command System to maintain readiness for foreseeable and unforeseeable events. Most regional networking and resource sharing now, especially at the administrative level, is facilitated online. I do desire to work with the Public Safety Committee in the future to reestablish the CERT team, the Community Emergency Response Team. Volunteers are also necessary as part of the community program when it concerns disasters and safety. I would also like to work with the city in the coming months over the next year in kind of further refining the emergency operations plan we have. I have identified a few areas that could use some fine tuning and some upgrades. Those areas including fire and rescue resources, resource and supply, procurement procedures for emergency situations, and so forth. Communications. The city's website portal has an area for the police department that has information such as monthly crime reports and residential inventory and security education material. However, I would like to work with the city in the near future on possibly upgrading the city's website to a platform to we could enrich it with more information for our residents to look at when needed. The police department also understands that we have a need to have a greater presence on social media and provide more information on safety and security, along with sharing policing related issues with the public, and we're going to work on that as well. Programs and services, again, COVID has an impact on what we do, but I'm very pleased that there's an innovative public safety and crime prevention summit that's coming up on October 3rd that the police department is in great support of. I think it's going to be a good event for the public overall with a lot of sponsors and a lot of people involved. I'm working with the fire department to host a combined National Night Out Halloween drive-through event on Halloween. National Night Out this year, I'm finding that most cities are not doing the block parties because of COVID. We're arranging with the fire department to have a drive-through event, so we still have something to engage the public with. And the Backstoppers Barbecue has been canceled this year because of COVID as well. So we're working on some other things to kind of get around the COVID, because as the mayor says, city services are still evolving and kind of aligning themselves with the COVID issue, but being able to still engage the community. Motorist education. I know we have a motorist problem, not only in our community, but in the widespread in the St. Louis area. In part, the police participate in making our roadways safe, and increasing the life of the quality in our community. We spend a lot of time addressing special requests, including traffic-related complaints. A lot of the patrol level job is responding to those complaints of extra patrol, monitoring streets for speeders. We are working on ways to where we can better accommodate certain complaints, especially the traffic related ones. I have some ideas that I will probably present to the board in the near future to try to tackle that problem and try to mitigate some of those issues. Technology, we have upgraded our network infrastructure with new servers and new computers. I have stretched the life of most of our electronics to the point where they're just no longer can be used. So a lot of those things have been upgraded. We also implemented body-worn cameras last month. That's been a great tool so far. The officers are very excited about it and use them constantly. So don't be surprised if you call a police officer and he's wearing a camera in the middle of his chest. You're probably being recorded at that point. Finally, just to touch on financial management, the city in general, including the police department, had to take some cuts this year in anticipation of the loss in revenue to keep the city operating. Originally, there was a plan to replace the marked fleet over a period of a few years. I'd stretched the fleet a few extra years.